Should Keir Starmer consider taking up the sport to build a rapport with President Trump?
There you go.
I think the answer is only if he's good. Because if you're not good, don't play with Donald Trump. Although be careful not to beat him too decisively, because that will also rebound badly. He then asks, who would we like to be stuck with or not? I mean, that's a really good question. I mean, I think I used to play tennis with Gordon Brown. And quite a lot. And actually, I found with Gordon Brown, he was better at tennis than me. Very good at tennis. But if you hit the ball straight at him, that was quite challenging.
Oh.
Reflect upon that.
That's
means.
what I found when I was Shadow Chancellor. If you hit the ball directly at him.
If you hit the ball directly at him, he found that hard. But he was very, very good. But Gordon is a perfectionist, and he wants to do well. And the problem with golf is you can quite often end up in the sand. And if you get in the sand, you can get stuck in the sand. And can you imagine going on a round of golf with Gordon Brown, who ended up in the sand? I mean, I don't think you'd get beyond a hole. He'd be so frustrated. So I'm
like the club would be going into the sand again and again. The sand wedge would be kicking up all this. Not that I don't know anything about golf.
Well, listen,
so who would you want to play golf with?
I think that if we're allowed a bit of latitude, I'm going to play golf with Dennis Healy. Because I don't think
he's dead.
No, but you kind of join the thought experiment.
I know you're not very good at golf, according to Robert. But
oh, for God's sake! You said, which political figure would you like to go on a golf course with? And I'm choosing Dennis Healy because I think he may not be that great at golf.
Yeah.
But on the 19th hole, it would be brilliant to then chat with him afterwards over a drink. So Dennis Healy would be the person I'd most like to play golf with in the history of politics.
I have to say, it's not very original, but it would be pretty amusing to do a round of golf with Donald Trump, wouldn't it? I mean, just as one of life's experiences. I mean, he's a pretty good golfer. I know there's a whole book actually written about how he cheats at golf, but fundamentally, he is a pretty good golfer, certainly for his age. But I think the chat would be hilarious, wouldn't it? And I think if you get him onto golf, that's his topic, isn't it?
But George, you clearly, I mean, are you a golfer?
No.
In this moment, you reveal your fundamental misunderstanding of what's going on here. If you go on a golf course, right, and you set off, your balls go in different directions. Yeah. You have to go and find them and then hit them again. Right, there's almost no chat because you spend the whole time walking around on your own trying to find your ball. Whereas if you go to the golf range, you're next to each other in your bays.
Or in the bar afterwards.
You can hit and chat. If you go around with Donald Trump, you should either go to a golf range or you should caddy for him. I mean, I can imagine you, in an orange suit, pulling his trolley.
I tell you, David Cameron was not flustered by many things as Prime Minister. And, we had him in the room here for our Inside the Room podcast on his first 6 months as PM. And you hadn't properly met him, sort of spend all that amount of time with him. But you'll know he's pretty relaxed. He's pretty calm. He handles most things that's thrown at him. The time I would say as Prime Minister that I saw him almost more nervous, more anxious than any other was when Barack Obama invited him to play a round of golf. And this was on an Obama visit to the UK. And Cameron, who is a golfer, unlike me, was, oh my God, I mean, I can't say no, obviously, but I'm really worried that I'm going to be shown up. And he had to go and spend, a couple of Saturdays at this golf course near Chequers, trying to get himself up to scratch for this round of golf with Barack Obama. And he said it was one of the most nerve-wracking things he ever did.
I have to say, quite surprised by this conversation. I'm not surprised that David Cameron should play golf and be nervous about playing Barack Obama. I'm surprised that you, given your career, globalist, financier, politician, networker,
MP for Cheshire. Yeah. I think I had more golf courses in my constituency than almost anyone else.
I mean, what was it about the nature of your physical challenges that persuaded you, despite all incentives, you still wouldn't learn to play golf?
Because my hand-eye coordination is not what it should be.
Is that really true? Can you table tennis?
No.
Tennis?
Not very good. No.
Squash?
No.
Snooker?
No.
Scrabble?
Yes.
Yes, finally.
Skiing.
Can you imagine saying to Donald?
Skiing. That's why I want to take you skiing, because I know I'll be better than you.
Can you imagine saying to Donald Trump? Donald Trump says, "Let's have a sporting encounter, George," and you say Scrabble. Every time you put the word down, you say that is a word, and you would say no, it's not, and he would say yes, it is. And in the world of Trumpian truth, it would be.